Hello and welcome to IP Study video lectures. Today we are going to discuss chapter number 9 of grade 6 social psychs. The chapter name is Family Life and Community Living. See these pictures. Here, different family members are helping out each other in different ways. They are showing love, care, affection towards each other. And that is what a family is. In India, family is a very important part of our lives, of our individuality. Okay, children, do you remember a very important event of 2023? Well, I'm not talking about the Cricket World Cup, which of course India hosted and unfortunately lost in the finals. Still hurts, right? I'm talking about the G20 summit event which our country hosted. It was a very important event. The top 20 important countries of the world were invited to India. Such a great honor for the reputation of our country. Now, the theme of this event was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This phrase means that the whole world is our family, and it is the very central philosophy of our culture, of our country. So now let's move forward. What does family means? A family is a group of individuals who are related to each other either by blood relations or through marriage or through adoption. Blood relation means when people are biologically born to someone. Like to a father and a mother, children are born. So that is blood relation. Then there could be marriage. So if a person marries another person, they also become a family. And then of course there is adoption, where you legally adopt someone and make them part of your family. So based on this, we will study about different family structures. So in India, you will see that joint family is a very important family structure and a very prevalent one also. In joint family system, different generations. So there are grandparents, their parents, children, and those children will be having uncles and aunts. So different relatives are living together under one roof. Such a family is called a joint family. But as time has passed, a new system of family called nuclear family have also come into existence. Because people move from one place to another in search of better work opportunities, maybe to study in another town or a city. So that has brought to nuclear families. Apart from these, there are also single parent families where it is the single parent, whether father or mother, who are taking care of all the needs of the children. And then of course we have an adoptive family where it is through adoption that the parents are legally adopting their children. You see, CARA, this is the association which is responsible for managing this thing that, all the children are adopted legally and the rights of the children are protected. And you see, here we have the picture of a joint family, of a nuclear family and a joint family, and you can see they all are living together. So no matter what is the family structure, what is the family type, in any kind of a family, there is love, there is respect, there is trust, there is care. So all those positive feelings are there for all the family members, right? Moving ahead, we also have to understand how there are different relations in a family. So now you would be having some relatives from your father's side and some relations through your mother's side. So those from your father's side are called paternal relations, and those from your mother's side are called maternal relations. So both the relations are very important in our lives. So paternal and maternal are basically two main types of relationships in our family. Now, in many families, you call your relatives by different names. Across our country, where there are different languages, different regions, these names are very different. Like you take example of how we address our mother. In many North Indian states, you will find the word Ma being used, whereas in South India, in Tamil, in Kannada language, you will find words like Amma, you will also find Ammi, you will find Ba in Gujarati, and so on. You have different names. Here this is a case study which is dedicated to this concept only, that different family members are being addressed by different names. Now children, do you know the difference between sibling and cousins? Well, a sibling is your brother and sister from your biological parents, basically your parents. And cousins are those brothers and sisters which are from your uncles and aunts. Now, interestingly, in our Indian languages, you will not find a separate name for siblings and cousins. Just remember, how did you address your cousins? So, bhai or behen is used for our brothers and sisters, whether they are our siblings or our cousins. Now, moving ahead, we have to understand that every family is bonded to each other through love, care, affection. And when you are part of a family, you also perform different roles and responsibilities. In your family also, your grandparents will be doing some kind of things, your parents will be sharing some kind of responsibilities, and as children also you would be doing something or the other for the family, right? Here there is a very beautiful story of a boy, Arun, who helps his mother when his mother is sick, to take care of all the needs of the festival. So they have this Bihu festival in Assam where they have to take care of the house, clean the house, decorate it and perform some kind of ceremonies. So that little boy actually takes in charge because his mother is ill, his father is not in the town. So he's helping those family members by being responsible. So this is how we all do that, right? In your family also, you would see your grandparents talking to you nicely, telling you stories, maybe helping you with your homework, and you would also help your parents in maybe cooking or serving food. So this is how a family works, where different family members help out each other on everyday basis without expecting anything in return. It is only sharing of love and care. Now let us move to the next part of this chapter, community. Human beings are social by nature. We need other people to meet our basic needs, whether it is our food, whether it is shelter, and more importantly, our emotional needs. Early humans also survived just because they had people around them. Early humans also lived in groups and moved in groups to hunt their food or to survive against challenging conditions like harsh weather, like animals, and so on. So, community living is very important part of our life, and it has always been that way. The community can be anything. It could be students studying in the same school, it could be employees working in the same office, it could be people of the same village. So all these are examples of community. Sometimes there could be combinations also, like there could be Muslim community of Gujarat. So here there are two identities. First, you are a Gujarati and also a Muslim. Or it could be Tambrams, Tamil Brahmins of Tamil Nadu. Now here there are three identities. You are a Tamil, you are also a Brahmin, and you are also a citizen of or a resident of Tamil Nadu. So this is how communities work. It could work in different combinations, right? Now, RWA or Residents Welfare Association is a very good example of community. In many cities in 1980s and 1990s, we saw that RWAs came into existence. They came into existence to look after the daily needs of the people living in those apartments, right? So, it's a very good example of community. Now, let us discuss some important characteristics of a community. So, every community has some common characteristics which are as follows. Now let's discuss them. See, every community will have some common interest or goals. So just like you are studying in a school, everyone in your school has some common goals, that you have to score good grades and get good education to become a good citizen, right? Then there is support in a community. There is cooperation and support. So your family members, like, they help you, and if there is a problem in your neighborhood, everyone comes and helps out each other, or in your school as well. Whenever there is a common problem, all the students and the teachers come together and support each other. So that is cooperation and support. Then there's communication. Now, everywhere it is important that we communicate our message nicely, so that we understand what the other person wants. Like, your teacher gives very clear instruction to you what you have to do. And see, some communities also have their own languages, like tribal people, they have their own languages to talk to each other, or is a common lingo between doctors, engineers, and so on. So communication is another important aspect. Then sense of belonging. You should feel that you belong to a group. That is very important. Like, you feel that you belong to India, or if you are living in Delhi or Mumbai, you feel you belong to that city, or your school, or to your family. So everywhere there is a sense of belongingness which happens in a community. There is also shared responsibility. If you're part of the same community, you will also share some kind of roles and responsibility to help out people in that community. And lastly, there is code of conduct. So there's a certain way in which you behave with the other members of the family, other members of the community. And there could also be codes like, common dress code, like you're part of a school, there's a school uniform. So that school uniform is also part of the code of conduct, right? Here there's a beautiful case study about the Halma tradition. So Halma tradition is followed by the Bhil community of Madhya Pradesh, where through an initiative they came together to resolve some common environmental issues of their region. They came together to grow many trees, to repair the hand pumps, and did so many things for their region. And why did they do it? Yes, because they had a sense of belongingness, they had a sense of cooperation, they had sense of affection for the members of their community, and that is why they came together and performed so many wonderful deeds. So it's very important that a community shows solidarity, that the members of the community come together and help out each other. There are many examples of how people came together and helped out each other or worked on a common cause. Like, there was Chipko movement in Uttarakhand, where people protested against falling of trees. Or you can take example of Mumbai's Dharvi model, where the people of the slum region came together and worked for the welfare of that particular slum. You can take example of Sikh community, how they run langars in different parts of the country. You can take example of the Hindu community, how they conduct their bhandaras. So there are numerous such examples. COVID-19 was a big example when people helped out each other during the pandemic to provide resources to each other. So we have understood in this chapter how living in a family and living with the community are such important part of being an Indian. We all love our people, we all love to help out other people when they are in need, or just to show love and care. And Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the theme of the G20 summit that we discussed in the beginning of the chapter, is truly the essence of this nation. So I hope you enjoyed this chapter, and we will meet again in our next class.